Yep.
Yeah, you're probably
But
the only
it's a
one
bunch-
with experience fighting for people the way you did, and that's what the job
it's
entails.
a bunch of good men killing a bunch of good men in another country.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
Nobody
could not agree with you
ever
more, Teddy.
joined to be a traitor. They joined to be a patriot.
Which is what they're all calling themselves in a different word in their country.
Mhm.
They're not calling themselves traitors.
Hell yeah.
I agree with you. Yep.
They aren't trade. They're freedom fighters. You know, we're over there. You know, as I've always said, I grew up in during the Vietnam War, and I never ran into any armed Vietnamese over here in America, but they sure had a fucking problem with armed Americans over in Vietnam.
No,
And
that's absolutely the truth.
And I'll tell you, this is a story I tell a lot real quick because it really changed my life. I was 17 and I had a friend who went to Vietnam. I was 16 when he went. We caddied together. Good guy, you know, nice guy. Took my sister to his prom and stuff. When he got drafted, he went to Vietnam and he was a tank driver for about a year. And he came back, Dave and Fitz, and I've probably told Fitz this, I'm sure. And he had a shoebox full of Polaroid pictures. And some of those pictures, it was just like pieces of people fucking chopped up into their heads and their arms and their legs and their ears and their dicks around their necks, you know, and they were just standing there naked to the waist in their camos, you know, these young and laughing. And you think, look what they've done. I thought, how could hell be any worse, you know? I wouldn't want to be in a box full of photos, you know, in some guy's thing in North Vietnam, you know, with my head sitting on the front of a tank, you know, and I remember that day. I thought, I'm not going. I was 17, and like I said, my dad was a bomber pilot, you know, and we were brought up to be patriotic and believe in America. But I saw that, and I remember thinking, certainly the government knows this goes on. You know, they know this has happened, and this isn't any secret.
Absolutely. And so, actually, one of the things that was so shocking for me is we're always told that we have the moral high ground when it comes to things like war, right? Like we're going to go in there as liberators